Hi everyone, it's Wednesday, December 14th. Um, we're looking at another Fed day. Fed days are always interesting, and lately they have more meaning than they have before. Uh, when with this inflation and everything, everybody's always interested in what the rates are doing. The market's going to react one way or the other. And if you see, as of today, this is today. Most of today's action at 2 o'clock when the minutes came, we had a reaction. Now, usually these reactions are not really complete until the next day, till the news is digested overnight. 'Cause they come at 2 o'clock, markets close at 4. People are just trying to get a trade in. That's what these all are for. All the bots out there are looking for keywords in the Fed note minutes when they start talking at 2:30 or so, and they react to whatever's said. The bots listen for certain keywords, and that's how they trade. That's why it's almost impossible to be entering trades on a Fed day, especially nowadays. You see, I drew a trend line because we're looking at the overall picture. Remember, we're trying to get above this 431.73 on the SPY to make that weekly chart look a little bit better for us. But I drew a trend line. I didn't take this move into consideration because we really broke down through that 21 EMA on that pullback, even though we did here. You got to have the trend line start somewhere, so I had it start at that breakdown of the 21 EMA right there. So we're still holding the trend line. That's good for this move. Things are looking okay. We're not breaking down, taking out a bunch of buyers, that kind of thing. Like I said yesterday with the move on the inflation data, that's always going to be another one of those trading days that the bots and stuff are getting in on it. So you just have to look at the overall picture unless you're doing a bunch of intraday trading, which again, it's always crazy on Fed day. So that's the SPY holding the trend line, still looking at that level of 431.73 Qs. I could probably put the same kind of trend line in here. Just tack that, just hit it, extend to the right, almost the same exact thing. So that's holding up. We got a longer ways to go there. 333.57. Remember, guys, we're talking about little swing trades here. We're not talking about day trading or anything like that. We're talking about some swing trades here. So, and I mean swing, it could be anywhere from 2, 3, 4, 5 days to even a little bit longer. But what you're doing is trying to find a place where there's going to be a move so you can make some profit in a short period of time. IWM looking about the same way. Then I don't know if the trend line's holding up there, because if I mark this move below the 21 here, we're probably going to break that trend line down pretty good. But again, IWM to me is just like trying to confirming what the other two indexes are doing. Small caps sort of follow behind. They're not really a leader. You just want to make sure if they're doing something different that's better than the markets, you might see something better coming, or worse, you might be something worse coming. But the SPYs and the Qs are the leaders. We just look at the small caps to see what else is going on. So again, if you're going to do short-term trading here, remember, like I said yesterday, I've said it before, cut down your charts a little bit if you want to do something with these stocks that don't like they're ready to move. Because you can go ahead and do this kind of short-term trading on a 30-minute, like I said, these are hard. Because even on a 30-minute chart, you get gaps. Even on a 15-minute chart, you're still going to have a whole lot of gaps. Like, what do you do with that? That's the thing. What are you doing? You drawing a fib from, that's your swing high, that's your swing low. Let's just try that. I'm going to go ahead and put a fib here just to show you what I'm talking about. Let's do it from the bottom to the top. Okay, if that would have been your top, look at what happened. This is how fibs work, guys. I'm not saying you could have got a buy off that, but once you realize that was your top, you started broken below the lows on the 15-minute chart. Boom. You come down to that support zone. You got 399.77 at that 61.8 there. Put an entry around 400 or even above or somewhere below. Right around that area, put a little stop in with some leeway to it. You would have got a decent move off of, say, 330. Like I said, call it 400. You would have got this move until the Fed minutes came in all the way up to 405. That's just a SPY. You made a good move, good move on that for a 15-minute trade over 2 days. If you're the smaller time frame you go on these charts, the quicker you're gonna have to be. Like if you go to I got a 60-minute chart. No, let's go 30 minutes. So the same kind of thing, down to the same level. And then today with the Fed minutes, it broke down. So got to look at it that way. That would be a longer term. Again, these gaps are nuts. That's why I don't. That's not my favorite thing to do is trade on these intraday charts. But if you have a pattern that you like trading off of, go ahead and do that. But you got to really work on these intraday charts as you would any other chart. So you got to look for stocks that are maybe doing something different. Apple's really not. You can see short-term support on Apple here has been over the past few weeks right around 140. I got 141 there. So if it goes below there, you might see these lows down here about 135. If it holds there, you could get a bounce. And then you have Amazon, which I don't like this chart at all, doing the same thing. Maybe needs to hold 85 there. Tesla, like I said, could break down pretty easily here. And like I said, the breakdown could take Tesla from this 155 area all the way down somewhere near 100, maybe 120 or 115. That's where this, oops, didn't mean to do that. That's where this level of support was way back here in 2020. And like I said, Google needs to get above 104 to get excited about getting anything going on with that long to the long side. You see they're not going down that much either. We talked about Netflix in this gap from a few earnings reports ago. If they can break through that 329 area, you could get a run up. And until it does, I don't think you got much going on there. Then we're looking at, again, these weekly charts of Lowe's and Home Depot, trying to push through levels that have, not, these aren't set in stone charts, but again, these are areas. Push through this level about 215 that it's been banging up against for a few months. Same with Home Depot. If it can push through like it's just tried to the last couple of days through 333, 335, it could run up to 375. Goldman Sachs. Again, if you get back above that 380, 385 area, you could get something going in that one. I'm sorry, I skipped over Visa. Visa's trying to get above 217, 218, maybe get a run to 235, 236. Then Bank of America sort of looks like Goldman Sachs, needs to get back above that 38 area. And then we talked about DocuSign is one of those charts that you could trade that's have some movement going on it recently on news. Another update today. Again, this might have been a tradable situation, but what's the run today? The open of 57.95, call 56 to a high of 61.60. You could probably do something with that, depending on what options you're using, or even the stock. These weeklies that are expiring December 16th. Like if you would have got into some, what was the 55s at open or something like that. Where's the 55s? No, 59. They're dollar wide, so maybe 58s or what was the open? Let's get this open. Open was about 58. So yeah, say the 58s at open. The open was about 214. Low was $2. High was $3.97. Yeah, you could make some decent money on that. Again, just using whatever patterns you like to use. I mean, it's a momentum. The momentum is going to the upside. What are you doing with this? If you put in here again, that would have been a good fib to draw right here. Just showing you some ideas. Draw that fib here to that low. Once it breaks out over that, it's 50. What I got, 58.92 tagged there. You get a run after it breaks out. This is how you use these intraday charts. This is a 5-minute chart over the last several days. You see it's banging up against it. It runs almost all the way up to the 1618. And again, it's a 5-minute chart you're trading. You're not going to be in that trade all that long. But those are ideas. So see what's moving today. Again, the airlines were horrible yesterday. It looks like just Delta's up here today. I don't know if they had a report, but they're up again today. Up today when they were down big yesterday, one of the bigger losers. I don't see United in here. That's the only airline I have in my list. I don't see it anywhere on this list. Let's just type it in. Yeah, because that took another dive today. So it must be something different going on there. So that's not a sector thing. DocuSign again was near the top. but not a whole lot up over 1%. You start with Target right there, maybe 20, 25 stocks up about over 1%. So nothing really to research here, but you can just go ahead and pause the screen if you want to, look to your left, see what was moving. Again, to the downside, you had On Semiconductor, U.S. Steel, Sherwin-Williams. I don't see a sector thing here except maybe AMD. I don't see Nvidia down here. Yeah, Nvidia's down, so maybe the chips are getting beat up a little bit now too.